Okay, we'll begin the Planning Committee meeting of Akron City Council. At this time, I'd like to request a roll call, please.
Fusco.
Aye.
Kamer. Aye. Connor. Boys.
Here.
And Hannah.
Here.
All committee members are present.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept the minutes of the previously held meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you for that. Okay, very good. Today, I don't believe we have any items that are up for a public hearing, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, good. In terms of our regular agenda, we will take time on that, and we'll move into the new list of legislation. And with that, I would like to request that our clerk, Sarah Biviano, please read in the first item.
Item number 1 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct an addition to a gas station at 745 East Archwood Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Very good. We'll schedule that for a public hearing.
Item number 2 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct an automobile sales lot at 1410 Vernon Odom Boulevard and declaring an emergency.
That'll be scheduled for public hearing.
Item number 3 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a 4-unit apartment in a single-family residence use district at 1971 16th Street Southwest and declaring an emergency.
That'll be scheduled for a public hearing.
Item number 4 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a retail baseball softball training facility at 1277 Home Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Scheduled for public hearing.
Item number 5 is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to apply for and, if awarded, accept and expend the Connecting Communities Planning Grant by the Akron Metropolitan Area Transportation Study, AMATS, and declaring an emergency.
Very good. Anyone here to speak on this item?
Thank you. AMATS has the Connecting Communities Planning Grant Program, and the goal is to further the principles of connecting communities through funding to develop transportation plans. We're looking to apply to this grant in February for the creation of the Summit Lake Pedestrian Master Plan for up to $40,000 from AMATS.
40,000 is
Yeah,
that
for the pedestrian plan.
for the application? How is this going to work with, quick question, if you will, with that planning process in terms of the, I know a master plan is being developed as we speak practically here, but how is that going to mesh together if we get it or if we don't, or, you know?
So this is sort of following up from the our Summit Lake land use planning process, which occurred in 2021. And some of the themes that were identified in that plan include pedestrian safety improvements. So applying to this grant will allow us to develop a long-term strategy for the improvements to the neighborhood. And we would hope to secure this grant, but without it, we still intend to follow through with those.
On the safety, in terms of, and this also includes the walkability piece or the connecting, is that what this is?
Sort of all of it in the Complete Streets principles.
Okay. If you'd like to go to the microphone, please. I beat Sarah to it, so, because she would have said that anyways.
Sorry,
No problem.
new guy.
That's okay. That's all right. No problem at all.
So I think, the engagement and the public comment and process there that Dylan mentioned from 21 says, we need to prioritize the ability of people to move around safely. And so then with this grant, we're really looking at engineering intersections and crosswalks and things like that. So now we're going to get specific drawings that say this intersection could look like this, as opposed to the general call to make it a safer place for pedestrians.
Very good.
So, and then from there, we can apply for grants to say, okay, let's rebuild the intersection.
Because we got the plan and everything's in place. Very good. Thank you. Good explanation. Any questions or comments from any committee members or anything? All right, council members have any comments or questions? Nothing from anyone. What's, is this a rush? Is there a time frame on this?
The applications are due February 9th, so we would just need this resolution. It's a requirement for AMATS.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and we'll suspend the rules so you guys can get that underway so we can get some money to continue this process, which is great. Is there a recommendation for suspension of the rules?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The ayes have it. Item number 6, Ms. Viviano.
Item number 6 is an ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to enter into a contract or contracts for the construction or renovations of restrooms at Lock 3 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Ludlow, welcome to the Planning Committee.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of committee. Yes, this legislation will allow us to either bid or self-perform the renovations of Lock 3 restrooms. Our plan is to do as much as possible in-house, using state pricing to purchase the fixtures, the partitions, all the, actually the toilets and the urinals. There's 3 restrooms at Lock 3, 2 women's and 1 men's. We will totally gut those, and then what we did at Firestone Stadium, which was very successful, is we did this work in-house with the absent of the painting and the floor coverings. We bid those 2 out, and we were very successful. We have a local female-owned contractor that did all the painting for us, a minority contractor, so we will hope she will bid again, but this saves us a tremendous amount of money of going out and having a construction company renovate these restrooms. So with that, consent would be fine.
Thank you, sir. Is there any questions or comments from any committee members?
Is there a family restroom?
Sharon
A lot of
Connor?
places do men, women, and then they do a family restroom that's oversized and more private.
We do not have a family restroom in this, no.
Okay,
There is changing tables, though.
okay.
Yes.
Changing tables. Good. Very good. Any further questions or comments? Mr. Ludlow had mentioned the consent. Is there any questions from any council members? Okay. Consent agenda he had mentioned is okay. What's the cost estimated?
The estimate is $200,000 because we're going to redo the electric too, and we'll do that with our own staff. So upgrade all the electric to LED lighting, motion sensors, that type of thing.
That's a good thing. Very
Yep.
good. Consent agenda. Is there a recommendation for consent? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Very good. The ayes have it. Thank you. Planning's adjourned.
Our next committee today will be the Parks and Recreation Committee, and it will begin at 1:45. Those committee members are Connor, Lombardo, Hardy, Hannah, and Boyes. Again, that's the Parks and Recreation Committee, and it will begin at 1:45. Thank you.